The hounds perk up and stare intently at the ball in your hand. The hound grabs the ball mid-air and squeaks it joyfully. The dog keeps sight of the shiny red ball, waiting.
The flying hell! Karen! You said this way was clear!
That's what the log said.
Well, the log was wrong, you idiot. I hope for your sake no one will miss him.
The Magister cocks his head, seemingly surprised at...
That's so. Tell me, what do you know about Zor? Never was known for her patience, was she? If you're taking this run, the kid'll have to go with you. Feisty one, too. Liable to jump into the canal if you don't watch him close. That right, Han? He'll be alright once he gets settled in. We won't delay you. Karen and I have guard duty coming up. At least we won't be late this time. Well, good luck to you.
The boy stands back from you, steady eyes narrowed in a wary stare.
Who are you? What a coincidence. Me too. You help me out, just. I've a boat here with plenty of room. Let's go. Came in to help someone escape and got nabbed before I could sneak back out. I'd ask you the same question. Guy named Verdas. He was close to some people. I was too late, though. The Magisters got him. They left precious little of him behind. You're telling me. Jump in the...
A boat. I'd thank the Divine, but... well...
The sturdy raft bobs in the canal's gentle current.
We made it out. Good. Better get a move on to safety before anything spots us.
He gives you a searching...
Trust's more valuable than coin round here. You helped me, so I hope I'm making the right choice in trusting you. You need a place to lay low for a while. I know a safe enough place. My friends there are all in pretty bad shape, but it's safer than out here, that's for sure. Oh, they're Seekers. Don't know what that really means, come to think. They're kind, though. Magisters kicked them something fierce, but still they gave me water and bread and shelter when I needed it. Not for long. The Magisters have a boat close to here. Only thing stopping us is those Shrikers the Magisters have. But as soon as we build up some...
Hans shivers as he glances fearfully into the swamps.
Abominations. Once sorcerers like us. But not so lucky. Magisters found some way to turn them into living weapons against us. Don't ask me how. I've nightmares enough already.
Intriguing. How did noxious bulbs end up here? These plants look truly sinister. They're arranged in a ring. Is that a natural occurrence?
They lost. Hours. They lost.
Vermin, thieves, pests, leeches.
Void woken, we meet again. Worms take you.
This world is ours. Fall, die, pass away.
More of them.
Your essence
These beasts are damn
feeds
persistent.
us. You will not be spared. Your time is up.
Into the dark.
Squash the vermin. ours. You are ours. We are the many and the all. We were first. We were first. We are the beginning and the end.
They can keep calling us vermin, but we'll just keep putting them down. Said that.
The corpses of voidlings lie in heaps around you, a miasma of cursed fluid pooling at your feet.
Let them come, I say. They are easily...
Death and light.
witchery is this?
Hey, hey you! Let me see what you've got under there. Go on. Show me your... Pecker! Wait, do you even have a pecker? If you want treasure, go find a mirror. Now get your glittering bones away from me. Go clack and chatter at someone else. Until next time. Here today, gone tomorrow.
An illusion.
Life's a dream.
This fellow must be quite proud of himself.
Hey you! Let me see what you've got under... You're pathetic. Ha! You want to hit me, don't you? Go on then. You're pathetic. Quite the vision, aren't I? You should go. Before you get hurt. You're pathetic.
Clever.
Didn't I tell you to leave? Wasn't I... You... pathetic boy. That wasn't even easy. Poor idiot.
You come to find. You come to search. But you won't find the way. A pity. Brachus has willed it. Trompdoy must abide. You have met the unfortunate guardian of this vault. You are kinder to him than fate has been. Do you wish to move forward? Listen closely and make your attempt. Brachus is a bloody, rotten, thieving, very, very awful fellow. Some even call him a cur. A cur is... Either you're very good at guessing, or the slightest bit clever. Let's find out for certain. Listen closely, and make your attempt. Source is a scourge, a devil, a misery, a blight, a hex, a curse. And yet, the cure is... Perhaps you're not totally incapable after all. Or maybe Trompdoy told you the answer. It doesn't matter in any case. The path is open. Go freely. I know little. But you have proven yourself a knowing traveler. I will answer what I can. Brachus Rex discovered the way. This he researched here, upon this isle. Brachus Rex has charged him, tried him, convicted and punished him. I know not the crime, but he has been sentenced to remain in this vault for all. Trompdoy was, and is, a creator.
You see yourself in the mirror. It's quite a sight.
Open your eyes. Time to start.
I sense something nearby.
As you pick up the ring, you feel a cold, dark pain shoot up through the bones of your arm. You don't hear, but feel a whisper in the cavity that functions.
ring just got tighter. A lot tighter. That's plenty.
The jar on the plinth before you seems ancient, but is in surprisingly good condition. It's covered in pictograms that you can't understand, but you're sure you just saw one of them move.
Look at that wand. It hums with the inner source.
You made it all this way.
He trembles and seems to shudder with a quiet sob.
I'm cursed, you know. Bloody Brachus bound me here to protect his vault. He has my soul in that jar just there, and I can't leave without it. As long as the jar stays unbroken, I can never truly die. I don't rightly know. This was the Source King's way. Befriend you, then destroy you. I was a fool to expect I'd be an exception. His favor was intoxicating. That's no excuse, but it is the reason. Really?
He drops to his knees before you and grabs onto your feet with both hands, head hanging.
Thank you.
The jar before you may have looked opulent once, but no longer. Now it's covered in grime, its paint chipped away, and its jewels long. The soul jar rocks slightly, light flashing from underneath its lid. On its rim, you can just barely make out the name Gratiana. A soul jar rests between two fallen columns, emanating a faint odor of seaweed and timber. This jar glitters and glows. From within, you think you can make out the distant sound of laughter. The soul jar, when you touch the glass, your vision, you emerge on the prow of a fine ship. Your armor pulses with enchantment, dominating those who draw near. Your flag flies for Brachus Rex, a tyrant who traded for your soul. With his power, your flesh and blood is no longer relevant. The vision fades as the soul thrashes, trying to sever your connection. To be soulless is a horrible, empty fate. You seek out Brachus's vault, but the moment you reach the soul jar, he ensnares you. Thus imprisoned, you can only dream about what is out of reach. Your soul, the vision shatters as the soul squirms away from you, curling up in the bottom of the jar. The soul jar pulses with trapped life force. The soul flickers around the jar like a desperate, buzzing insect, but you hold its entire prison between your hands. You catch the soul cleanly between your teeth and swallow it whole.
No!
The soul jar stands on its plinth. You see, or rather, you feel a far-off land. Frozen breath hangs in the air, pine needles brush your cheeks, and in your arms you can feel a weight, a body, dead. But you have hope. Your vision swims. You're older, but perhaps not wiser. You march at the head of a shambling host, the enemies of Brachus Rex melting before you. The scene twists again. Now Brachus stands before you, a beautiful woman at his side. You lash out in treasonous rage, but cold arms bind you. You're sealed away in a tower. Your screams fill the darkness. You feel a jolt and open your eyes to see the soul jar before you, lying still in the vault. Your hand falls from the jar and grips the pillar as you try to calm your ragged breathing. A human spirit slips from the ruins of the jar. Decked in necromancer robes, she turns to you, bows, and starts to fade away to nothing.
My eternal thanks, young one. Oh, timely death.
The necromancer's memories fade to black, but the feelings remain.
They may have been a necromancer, but they did not feel evil. Misguided, perhaps.
The jar on the plinth before you seems ancient, but is in surprisingly good condition. The pictograms spin to life, and you're dragged into a dream. You see the lizards of the ancient empire turning their backs on you, casting you out into the wilderness. As you roam, the human apes turn away from you, all but one. One smiles, one opens his arms, one says he'll take you home. Brachus Rex. He promises power for a price. He picks off your golden scales, one by one, stripping you down to the bone. He promised you a crown, but all you got was shackles. You try to fight, try to reclaim what's yours, but a woman takes you by the hand and leads you to a tower. He promised he'd take me home, you cry. You are home, she smiles as she seals the door. This is where you belong. Your hand drops away from the soul jar, your bones tingling. In the back of your mind, you hear a... The long-dead lizard's visions fade.
I can't help but sympathize with him.
This jar glitters and glows. With a jerk, your mind is pulled to a scene in a tavern. You see a dwarf in the center of the room, joking us all around roar with laughter. All bar the zombies, who are slavishly serving food and drink. The door opens, and a tall, beautiful woman stalks into the room. She's flanked by heavily armed guards. You can't make out her words, but see the fear in the dwarf's eyes. The dwarf mutters a word, and the undead lurch towards the intruder, but are cut down like wheat. The dwarf tries to run, pushing her friends into the woman's path, but is grabbed before she can escape. As she's dragged away to a tower, you hear her cursing Brachus Rex and his whore. Even when she's thrown inside and the door sealed, you can still hear her shouts. You pull your hand away from the jar, your head swimming. You can feel the dwarf's cold terror still throbbing in your bones. The vision fades.
She must have been acting against Brachus Rex, for him to have come for her like...
The jar before you may have looked opulent once, but no longer. The soul jar rocks. As soon as you touch the jar's cracked surface, you see a vision of splendor, silks, fine food, and decadent lechery. But underneath it all lies bone and blood. The vision shifts. You see burning villages, slaughtered women and children. You see her, purging wand in hand, standing amongst it all. She throws her head back and laughter echoes in your skull. A shadow falls across her, and you see a large, weeping face. She reaches out as if to comfort, but Brachus drags her back. You see her fall into... As you pull your hand away, you can feel a deep something inside you strains. You are replete. You cannot absorb more soul. The jar sits still. It seems inert. Gratiana's soul flits through the air, eyes wild and desperate. She turns to you as her spirit starts to fade from this world.
Freedom! But I'm not ready! No, you can't! No!
The terrible vision fades.
While she lived a selfish life, she seems to have repented. She should be forgiven.
frozen ground, in the middle of a swamp. What's going on? A winter dragon. What on earth is it doing chained up here?
The dragon stares you down with flinty, intelligent eyes. He tries to speak, but his jaw is bound tightly by the same thick... Unreadable glyphs mantle... The dragon rakes the earth with icy claws. Quakes from the impact knock you back. The freed dragon looks sick and pale. As you approach, he stretches his tattered wings weakly and...
My gratitude for your efforts, friend. Yet I am no more free now than I was in those chains. Please, help me find true liberty, or sing me to the endless slumber. But of course, that must be why you stand before me. Slain called to the Lord of Death, and here you are. A coincidence? Ah. My fate, it seems, is not my own to call. My soul is bound to joyless obedience. Purged of my source by the wickedest of witches, the witch Rebecca. I was in love with her once. For the smallest slight, really a trifle, she wielded a purging wand against me, enslaving me to her will. Now only my voice remains my own. Allow? I did not choose this. As I am quite sure, you did not choose any number of... She trekked far underground beneath a nearby tower seeking ingredients for her vile potions. I can feel her dark heart beating within my own even from here. I await her return, yet I would prefer to welcome death in the sight of her face again. That you would even ask such a question of a stranger already in your debt. There is much goodness within you, but this task would not be easy. Rebecca is a canny one, cat to your mouse. She consumed all my source with her purging wand. So long as she holds it, she has absolute control over me. If you could retrieve it for me, you would have my gratitude, and would...
ancient wooden door reeks of salt and seaweed. Not a single nick or gouge mars the detailed face. It also has no lock or handle. But when you run your fingers across the wood...
This ship has the claim of a captain. Unless you belong to Sec Zapper, I suggest you leave. Yeah, right. Cap doesn't die. He waits. Well, since you are so polite-like... No! Nice. Didn't you hear me on the first go-round? I be the guardian of me captain's flagship. I'm what stands between dross like ye and his life's work. Yeah, right. Get out me sight.
The ancient wooden... It also has...
This ship has the claim of a captain. Unless... Well, since you are so polite-like... No! No!
The keening cub looks...
Such barbarism. What happened here?